The world didn't end with a whimper. It ended with a scream so loud it tore the atmosphere apart. When the great flash hit, the horizon melted. If you were looking at it, you were blinded. If you were close to it, you were a shadow on a wall before your brain could register the heat. But for those in the Goldilocks zone of horror, too far to die instantly, too close to escape the fallout, the real nightmare was just beginning. The sky didn't just turn dark, it turned heavy. Radioactive hellfire began to rain, and the era of man was replaced by the era of soot. Elias Thorne never liked people much. He was a cynical high-frequency trader who saw the collapse coming in the spreadsheets before it hit the news. While his peers were buying yachts, Elias was sinking his millions into a concrete cell in the Black Hills of South Dakota. He bought a luxury bunker from Vivos, not because he loved life, but because he hated the idea of the world winning. He spent $55,000 on a tomb that became his castle. When the sirens finally broke the morning silence, Elias didn't panic. He just closed the door. For 365 days, Elias lived in a climate-controlled ghost town. His bunker had 4 extra bedrooms, rooms meant for a family he never had. He started sleeping in a different one every week, just to feel like he was moving. But a bunker is just a complicated life support machine, and machines eventually fail. The seals on his primary water recycler perished. Then the backup pump ceased. For a week, Elias drank the condensation off the walls, until the thirst became a physical weight. He had 2 choices: die in a dry hole, or see what was left of the sky. Elias expected the scorched earth of the movies. He was wrong. When 10,000 warheads ignite cities, they pump 150 million tons of soot into the sky. This soot doesn't fall, it stays. It forms a black shroud that reflects the sun's warmth back into space. In the Black Hills, a normal April day is a crisp 48 degrees Fahrenheit. But under the shroud of a nominal nuclear winter, the temperature crashed to 3 degrees Fahrenheit. The world hadn't burned up. It had frozen solid. Elias didn't just go outside. He prepared for a spacewalk on his own planet. The meds, he downed a handful of potassium iodine to shield his thyroid from the invisible poison in the air. The mask, he cinched a CM-7M military respirator until it bit into his skin. The suit, a heavy-duty hazmat skin, taped at the seams with industrial adhesive. He cranked the manual override on the hatch. The air that rushed in was hot. It was a blade of ice that cut right through his suit. The Black Hills complex was supposed to be a community of survivors. But as Elias trekked through the gray, knee-deep ash, he found only silence. The first bunker he reached was a hot tomb. The door had been breached from the inside. Someone had gone mad and let the winter in. The second bunker was worse. It was wide open, the interior stripped bare. It wasn't the bombs that did this. It was the scavenger tribes, those who survived the blast but lost their humanity. They had taken the filters, the food, and the hope. Elias stood in the ruins of a neighbor's kitchen, his Geiger counter screaming a steady, rhythmic warning. Elias turned back, but the winter was faster. The hazmat suit was a double-edged sword. As he struggled through the ash, his body heat generated sweat. In the sub-zero wind, that moisture became a thermal conductor, dragging his core temperature down with every step. At 95 degrees Fahrenheit, his hands stopped working. At 90 degrees Fahrenheit, his mind began to wander, thinking of the warm glow of his trading floor in the city. Elias Thorne didn't die of radiation. He didn't die of thirst. He died because the world he tried so hard to outlive had turned into a giant, radioactive freezer. Fire started the war, but the ice finished it.